How the hell are you, YouTube? I'm doing fine, thanks. Now, before we get started with today's episode, I'd like to show off a new piece of artwork here. It's a piece entitled Momas, the Chief Medical Dwarf, by Wiliest Spider. You can see here, very faithful to her description, dour of course, with her dark cinnamon skin and hair, and turquoise eyes. And who could forget her considerable paunch? And of course she has proudly displayed here on her uniform, the symbol of Delersholid, 2 screaming gloves. You know, it actually makes me feel a little bit bad that her carcass is still hanging in that bayberry tree. Oh well, that's life here in Delersholid. It's harsh, but that's why we love it. Great job, Wiliest Spider, I really appreciate it. You are a rock star. Now, without further ado, today's episode. Hello YouTube, and welcome back once again to Delersholid. Now then, we're just finishing up most of these residences down in the south part of the residence hallway area, I guess. But in the meantime, we have to find something else to do, YouTube. I suppose I could start planning out these rooms here, down in the south and up north here. Zulban the woods dwarf has been missing for a week. Oh right, that's the asshole who drowned. Speaking of which, I've decided to dub these southern tunnels here the Caves of Confusion. Due to the whole Elkbird corpse and Droutha corpse thing, my military plunging off a cliff, and even that one dwarf who tried to cut down that tree while underwater. Yeah, there's something not right with these tunnels. Maybe they're cursed or haunted or something like that, but I'm not allowing my dwarves to go down to those south tunnels anymore. Hopefully the effect doesn't spread at all. Oh boy, another dwarf has gone insane. Damn it, that's one I was supposed to be watching too. Completely forgot about it. Delersholid. Sometimes I just don't like somebody. Oh, that was one of my first military dwarves. That's a shame. I had already said that this northern room here is going to be the crafting chambers, but I don't really know how I'm going to have the entire thing set up. And perhaps YouTube, I'm thinking this will be a good time for me to delve into the intricacies of the minecart. I don't really have much experience with that, but it certainly would speed things up. I think anyways. I mean, I guess I'm not too sure. Okay, so this area here will all be dug out and just be one big flat area. Underneath is where we're going to store a bunch of stone and other such things. Gray stone, colored stone, useful metals, and pretty metals. And we'll have the minecart tracks leading off in some other direction. Again, I'm going to restate the fact that I know nothing about minecarts. And then I'm thinking up top here is where we're going to be storing charcoal and bars of metal, that sort of stuff, as well as have all of the workshops arranged around the perimeter, I suppose. I suppose we should also have stockpiles for finished goods, crafts, that sort of stuff, just so my dwarves don't have to lug it so far after they finish making something. A couple of small storage rooms down to the south here, and perhaps we'll put weapons, armor, crafts, that sort of stuff in there. And we'll have one big stockpile up here for everything else. Just like that. And I'm also going to carve away a bunch of these floors here so there's access from the top all the way down to the bottom, just because I think that'd be neat. You know, you could hear the echoes of the stone bouncing throughout the caverns. And of course we're gonna have to make this top chamber even taller than it has to be, because that's just awesome. Oh, how about this, YouTube? We'll make columns stretching from all the way at the bottom in these storage rooms all the way up to the ceiling. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Now I just have to figure out the whole minecart thing. Alright, I suppose first I'll start off with making some minecarts. I'll make 10 of them. Alright, looks like there's an option to carve track, which I guess I could just put anywhere like that. And that must be what minecarts travel along, right? And from what I understand, they can be pushed or they will just kind of roll downhill. So it'd be easy enough to roll down stones and logs and stuff from the surface or higher up in the mines. But to get them back up, I don't really want my dwarves pushing carts all the way back up. That's kind of tedious. Well, there's these things called rollers, which I don't really know anything about, to be perfectly honest. But from the look of it, they will roll carts along, uphill, and I assume rollers have to be connected up to some sort of a mechanism, which means we'll need some sort of a power source. Windmills, I'm thinking. Alright YouTube, I figured it'd be best if I did a little bit of testing with minecarts outside of Delersholid, so that is exactly what I did. I made a little map, made a little minecart track, made some rollers, some windmills, just to see how everything can connect up, and I think I have at least a basic grasp of the entire thing now. Not that the prospect of catastrophic failure is out of the question, mind you. I think that's still very much in the question. Also, I was thinking, I know I said it many episodes ago, but there was that idea of putting minecart tracks out in this fortress cavern, just kind of leading out through this open space here. I think that'd be pretty neat, and that's actually kind of what I'm planning. It'll be very, very dangerous, especially if a dwarf is caught out on those tracks, and it will be a little bit more inefficient than having it just go straight down through the earth. But I mean, come on, this place is beautiful. We gotta make it the best it can possibly be. Efficiency be damned. So let's take a look here. We're going to be carting stuff from up in these mines here. There are mines right up here. Now this is very, very high up above where my fortress is. And as we carve out levels of this mine, we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper. So I figured somewhere along this staircase, we'll make a little hub where dwarves can bring stone, bring metal ores, that sort of stuff, and then load it into minecarts, and then send it down through the earth to the crafting area. Now, because that stairway is right here, it doesn't really leave us a lot of space to send those minecarts through here, unless I make them go way out of their way. Yeah, but who cares, honestly? Because those things get goddamn speeding along when they're hooked up to rollers. And it's this level here that's going to be collecting all the raw materials. So I'm going to start planning out the minecart route. You know what? Maybe we'll set up 2 minecart routes, actually. One for stone over here, then one for metals over here. Oh, it's going to be a hassle, but I think it'll be worth it, YouTube. Alright, that took an astonishing amount of time, but YouTube, I believe our minecart track is all planned out. Now you see here, this is the lower raw materials storage area. And this is over here is where the minecarts will dump off the raw materials and be sent back up. The tracks leading up, up, up are very confusing, similar to this whole waterway thing over here, but it should all work out in the end. And of course I don't have anything planned out here in the fortress cavern yet, but that'll come in due time. It's easy enough. It's mostly this underground stuff I was worried about, what with all the caves and stuff. The tunnels wind up and up and up. It's very confusing. Up, 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 up to here. This is the hub where all the raw materials will be originally collected and then sent off down to the fortress. I'm not sure how efficient it will be, but I mean, at least I'm giving it a try. We also do have these little tunnels leading off to the north from each of these areas, and that's where the rollers will be connected. That will speed the minecarts along on their way. This right here is where all the mechanical stuff connected to the windmills will be. Still gonna make some extra walkways around it and stuff for access, but it's just a kind of a general plan at the moment. Right up just slightly north of the fortress, I believe this will be a good spot for windmills. It's all fairly cleared out at the moment. It's going to be very dangerous. I think we're going to build all of the windmill stuff first and then connect it up after it's safe out here. And this is going to take forever, YouTube. Well, actually, before we do anything with those minecarts, we do have to finish up this craftsman quarters. That has a bit to go. And as we finish up the stone and metal crafting area, I'm going to have to start thinking about this area up top where all the windmills are going to be. Well, there we go, YouTube. I decided to continue this road up along the western side of this walled-in area where all the windmills will be. I'm not sure if this is too big of an area or too small of an area. I kind of have a poor gauge of how many windmills we're going to end up needing, but I guess we'll have to see. It's a good start anyways. Goddamn ravens are around. It's so annoying. I haven't had trouble with them in quite some time. You know what? Maybe I'll send the raven heads out here. Maybe I'll just kind of station them out here so I could deal with any that start swarming around. Oh, geez, YouTube. Das Tot Snout. Delersholid, the artisan, has been taken by a fey mood. Well, that's pretty interesting. Let's hope it all works out well. Go get him, Snout. Snout has claimed a clothier's shop and is not going to retrieve anything. Fantastic. Oh, now she's headed off somewhere. Fantastic, YouTube. Das Tot has begun a mysterious construction. Good job, Snout. Praying she makes something awesome. Das Tot Snout Delersholid, the artisan, has created Gekut Vostaz Mamoltular, a short pigtail skirt. Oh my god, a short skirt? Snout, come on, man. Well, let's take a look at it. Dabbling hustle to the plated idol, a short pigtail skirt. This is a short pigtail skirt. All craft workmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with oval cinnabar cabicons and cushioned tetrahedrite cabicons and decorated with pigtail and willow. It is made from pigtail cloth. This object is adorned with hanging rings of cinnabar and menaces with spikes of cinnabar. On the item is an image of dwarves in pigtail. The dwarves are laboring. The artwork relates to the foundation of Steelclutches, the grim fortress of conquerors, by the bloody conqueror of the foggy books in the early spring of 1005. On the item is an image of a pig in cinnabar. Just as a cherry on the top of that shitty sundae, there's a picture of a pig on it. A short skirt? Come on, man. Oh well, good job. Throw it on the pile there, Snout. I'm glad you didn't go insane, I guess. Back to work. Some migrants have arrived, despite the danger. Let's see. 6 more dwarves. That brings us back up to 86. Not too bad, not too bad. We'll be looking at 100 in no time, I think. And you know what? Maybe I ought to raise that cap a little bit. Get some more dwarves in here even. I mean, the game's already going slow as hell. Might as well make it slower. Oh boy, YouTube. The forgotten beast Kuthabe Ubilarine Garetho Vathi has come. A towering quadruped composed of water. It has wings and undulates rhythmically. Beware its deadly dust. Well, that's not great, is it? Where are you? Now, he is on a lower level now. This is actually the level that that engineer had fallen down on and is still down here, unfortunately. And, well, I should say, I did block up that hole that that blob came through, and I thought there was no way back up. But that engineer did get down there at one point, and I don't know how that was managed, but I am a little concerned that there is still some way to get down. Although it's just made out of water, much less deadly than fire, right? I mean, sure, it's got that whole dust thing, but, you know, it's just some dust. Just some dust, YouTube, that's it. Just a little dust. Grab a feather duster, you're all set. Alright, now he's swimming through the water, and it looks like he's a man of business, heading for something. I'm hoping he doesn't know some way into my fortress that I'm not privy to, but I guess we will see very shortly. Composed of water, too. A quadruped composed of water, nonetheless. Just like that first forest titan that popped up, Nemo there, was a quadruped composed of water. That's actually very boring to have two of almost the same exact thing. Dude's making me very nervous. Coming right over here to the side of this tunnel here where my dwarves are going through this stairway. Almost as if he knows that right on the other side of that wall, my dwarves are going about their daily lives. I'm sure those dwarves can feel the ground shaking, maybe hear some shrieks echoing on the other side of the wall through this stone. Let's just hope this guy can't get in. I really don't think he can. Foltig the Tutor has bestowed the name Udibzakgal upon an iron warhammer. Very, very cool. Although I still do not understand the significance of that. Well, whatever, it's still cool. Hey, Lorbam. Why you in the river? Huh? You maybe want to get out of the river? What are you even doing down there, my man, huh? Okay, he's out. But why were you even in there, my friend? That wasn't bright. That wasn't bright at all, actually. Oh, you're back in the river. Friend. Okay, so he's out of the river. It seems very shallow, so he must just be walking through there, but, oh, I guess picking up this sheep wool right glove. There's a carcass here. Delersholid. I don't know who the hell that is. It's not someone who died recently. It's probably been in there forever, honestly. Yeah, can we, like, not go in the river anymore? That's a cool idea, I think. Some more migrants, YouTube. That's fantastic. Alright, YouTube, we're up to 92 dwarves. Only a little bit left now until we hit 100 again. That's pretty darn exciting. In other news, we've basically got this top area where the windmills will be completed. The ground level of it, anyways. You can see here we have the wall going around, and most of this road is done. Just these couple large segments along the west still have to be finished. And we also have all the gear assemblies and the horizontal axles done on this ground level here, leading up to the hole that leads down into the mine. And we're still getting that prettied up as we speak. Still got a ways to go, but we're getting there. Hey, now, would you look at that, YouTube? Dingo corpses. First we had that cougar corpse, now dingo corpses. Not anything we've ever seen here before. Actually, come to think of it, didn't we used to have emu corpses? Haven't seen any of those in a while. I can't imagine they'll be very dangerous, honestly. I'll get the raven heads on it. Alright, they have engaged the dingoes. 1 is dead, 2 down, no problem. And dead, they're all dead. Fantastic. Nobody was even touched by those dingoes. Good job, Ravenheads. I had recently taken all the doors off the dwarf residences up top here to put down in the fortress below, which made Dewsome the Deadbeat think his room maybe wasn't so great, because now he only has a modest quarters. I guess having a door to your room's a big deal nowadays. So I was looking to put something nice in his room, and I noticed that in his room here he has 2 gold crowns just sitting on the floor. Claimed them for himself, I guess? No other dwarf has any gold crowns in their room, I checked. He's the only one. Go figure. This guy here thinks he can get away with murder. No, Dewsome. Alrighty, YouTube, you can see I continued this road up to the north a bit. It still has a while to go before it's done, though. And I also continued these walls a little higher. I decided to go ahead and make the walls around our fortress a little higher as well, just while I'm at it. It has taken quite some time, but time well spent, I'd say. We're also well underway with continuing the mechanisms down into the actual fortress here, getting all the axles and gear assemblies ready. At some point, I'm going to want to build a roof on this windmill building over here. So I think we're going to need some more olivine or serpentine, whatever the hell it was that we had over in this building here. Yeah, we only have about 45 left, so we're gonna have to do some mining to get some more. And it looks like there's a bit in this area, so I'm just gonna make a weird little offshoot of the mine over in this direction. Alright, so I have all the first conquerors currently beating this barn owl who keeps falling into the river and then feebly swims back up to the shore of the river and then gets beaten back into the river. I assume nothing bad will happen. Oh, hey, get out of the river. You probably don't want to be in the river. Shem, I Zithud. I appreciate your devotion, but please get out of the river. You want to get out of the river, Shem. Please. Hi, Master Hammer Dwarf here. You're almost out of the river. Please, no, go up the ramp, my friend. Shem, you're going into the river. Oh, God. No, get out. You can't breathe right now. There you go, right at the river's edge. You're right there, Shem. Climb on up out of that river. Don't go into the river. You're going deeper into the river, my man. Oh, my God. YouTube. You are submerged, Shem. Oh my god, he died. YouTube. Fighting a barn owl in the river. Oh my god, YouTube. And this is what he died fighting to, a barn owl corpse. He is fat, his right wing's feather is gone, his spleen is gone, he doesn't even have a spleen, YouTube. Shem, you're a piece of garbage, my friend. I suppose that's what I get, you know, that is exactly what I get, as a matter of fact. I say, hey, you know what? Maybe the first conquerors, like these like freaking legendary iron hammer wielding warrior dwarves, can handle a barn owl desiccated skeleton thing that's flopping around in the river. No, they can't. I mean, it's still alive, even, YouTube. It's just flapping around in the river. Alright, now it's crawled out onto shore. Feebly, it seems to be just sitting at the riverside right now, crawling slowly towards the road where my workers are. Okay, there's a cogs dwarf beating it. It's a titanic struggle here, apparently. There's two dwarves fighting. The barn owl corpse now, which is trying to get back to the sanctity of the river. It is back into the river. Okay, don't go after him, first conquerors. No, get away from the river. Go. Get off with you. Okay, seems this barn owl is a wily one indeed. It knows that its safety lies in the river. Some guy just punched a thing and it flops back into the river. Barn owl, you're pushing my buttons, my friend. Alright, it's crawling back out of the river, creeping ever so slowly through the grass, towards the road. My dwarves are freaking out, dropping boulders, canceling all of the constructions that I had planned. Okay, somebody had killed it. You, my friend, who are you? Rigoth Idaninath. It seems as if Rigoth had only just recently arrived, probably in one of those last migrant waves. And as much as I hated Rigoth, I think you deserve a nickname for killing the wiliest barn owl corpse. Rigoth, you will be the river guard. He is driven by a bouncing, frenetic energy, and very curious, sometimes to his detriment. And he's made no friends in the fortress so far, besides Dewsum the Deadbeat, who he's on friendly terms with. That's interesting. Well, I'll tell you what, Rigoth, I think we have a place for you in the military, to be perfectly honest. I know you have no skill, but that doesn't matter that much, because apparently nobody in the military has any skill, because they can't kill a barn owl corpse. You will be a Raven Hammer, which means that someone from the Raven Hammers gets to be promoted to the first conquerors. There are currently 4 Hammer Lords in the Ravenheads. I'll choose at random. Kogan it is. Alright, looks like Kogan's been in the fortress for a few years now, and he has an impressive list of kills to his name. And you know what? I'm feeling in a nicknamey mood, so I think I'm going to give one to him as well. I mean, he is a legendary hammer dwarf after all. He's incredibly muscular, unbelievably strong, amazingly agile, basically unbreakable, and absolutely inexhaustible. That's what I like. He stammers when he's excited. He has a very distinct laugh for when he's excited. Well, that's interesting. Well, I don't know what a distinct laugh would sound like. You know, every once in a while I'll laugh, and it kind of sort of sounds like a seagull or something, you know, like raspy, like a sort of a thing, you know. So maybe not a seagull, but maybe how about just eagle? Kogan the eagle. There we are. Good job, buddy. Well, back to work, everyone. Well, Mestos Isentulan the artisan has been taken by a fey mood. Good luck, I suppose. Well, as per usual, YouTube, I forgot all about this strange mood dwarf, who has not yet claimed any shop. That's a little worrisome. I see he's a talented glassmaker, so I'm guessing maybe he needs a glass furnace, perhaps? Of course, I know we don't have any glass, so I guess we'll have to see what happens. Alright, so they just got through making that glass furnace. The strange mood dwarf is on its way. And they are off. Alright, first we have some gems, and some more gems, and they've got another cut gem here, and that's as far as they go. Let's see what you need, buddy. Tanned hides, raw green glass. Just need raw green glass and tanned hides. Well, I may be able to facilitate that, buddy. Maybe those merchants drop some raw green glass. Other than that, I don't think I could help you. Nothing in that pile. Alright, YouTube, doesn't look like we have any glass to work with whatsoever, so I'm gonna go ahead and lock these doors. Sorry I couldn't do better for you, Mestos. Well, YouTube, looks like the caravan has arrived once again. Okay, let's hope we can do some trading this time around. Last time they did not want to trade with us, so I had gotten rid of all of the trade depots except for this one here, which had previously been rebuilt. I have no reason to be excited, but I'm excited. Here he comes. Look, he's raring to trade. Oh yeah, okay, so they haven't done that in quite some time. You saw that he just went into the depot there and dumped all his crap all over the place. Oh yeah, it's gonna work. Oh my god, I'm so excited. You know, I looked into it just last night actually, and I think last time we traded was episode, what, 14, something like that? Which is ridiculous. I mean, come on. Alright, cancel everything you're doing. Everybody drop everything. We have to trade with these bastards right now. Alright, first thing we're gonna do, YouTube, is trade all of these spiked glumprong balls. Got a feeling we can make a pretty penny off of them. Oh, I'm gonna call it too. It's gonna be like the worst goblin siege we've ever had. It's gonna pop up in 2 seconds. Like, here's another dragon. Here he is. No, not this time. We're actually gonna trade, and they're gonna see how successful we are here. Then we're gonna be elevated to capital. Wow, and that is actually a good amount of traders. Certainly waited long enough. Actually, YouTube, this is pretty fantastic because maybe I can get some raw green glass from these guys. Let's take a look. Raw green glass. Wonderful. In fact, you know what? I'm going to take all of your glass. Give it all to me. This will prevent dwarves from going insane. And I'll give you one of my finest balls. Oh, he needs leather as well. And I suppose it wouldn't hurt at all to get a good stockpile of leather going. We are capable of making leather at this point, but it's still kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, so we have leather and glass now, YouTube. Still not going anywhere. Oh, I might not have cut gems. Let's be lazy and see if I can get some from them. Cushion cut black pyropes. Yeah, what the hell, we'll take some. Here's another ball. Enjoy. And she's still not moving. In other news, looks like all the balls are at the depot currently, so let's see what we can do for trading. Well, looks like we got some dogs here. I'll take all of those, male and female. And we'll take some clothes as well. I haven't been producing anything, so I think most of the clothes that my dwarves are wearing are betattered to a fair degree anyways. And we really should start producing our own clothes again, so I'll buy some cloth. Even though I know we have plenty. We got balls for days over here. We can afford to be a little frivolous. Frivolous? Yeah, what the hell? Let's be frivolous. Got all these giant gems here. I'll take them all. At some point, we're going to have a gigantic treasure room, and so we're going to need something to put in there. All this food? I'll take it. Pineapples. Sure. Watermelons, cranberries, raspberries, and cheese. I'll take a ton of that. Okay, and I think that'll do it. Let's see how much of these balls. Just a little bit more than a page of these spiked wooden balls here did it. But we could throw in some more extra just because we're feeling generous. So in summary, we're getting 20,000 units of value worth of goods from these dwarves here and trading back to them 186,000 units of value of spiked glow and prong balls, which I seem to be a big fan of. And we're still waiting on those gold crafts. Oh, hey, YouTube, remember when this craft dwarf wouldn't go get any of those things that I bought? Remember when I locked all these doors too? Okay, well, I unlocked a door and she doesn't seem to be doing anything, so maybe it wasn't all my fault. The merchants will be leaving soon. The craft hauling dwarves have reached the depot. They're not all here yet, but I'm just going to trade what we have. This gold scepter is worth 7,312. 7,734 on that ring. Well, these gold crafts put my balls right to shame. I'll just trade this one bin, see how they like that. Here you are. I'm honestly a little doubtful if I can carry all of these gold crafts if I did offer them to them. Alright, I think that'll do it. Let's see about the rest. That'd be 454,000 value that we're offering to them. We haven't traded in so long, we have to make sure that Queen knows what we're capable of here in Delersholid. And they're off. Back to the mountain homes with their wagons full of Delersholid's balls. Well, that's good. I could not be more elated that we were finally able to trade with those guys. Well, YouTube, as usual, I'm starting to notice how little of the video we have left, but goddammit, this stuff is hard to edit. I have more than 9 hours of footage recorded so far, believe it or not. So it's kind of easy to lose focus. Anywho, you can see we have a couple levels of this mill structure here done. It has a little bit more to go, then I've got to finish up its green roof and then build the windmills up top. And the walls are almost all the way completed around the actual fortress. The tunnels for the axles leading down to the minecart rollers there are all done, as well as a couple more levels of the craft dwarf quarter right here. The 2 empty Z levels, the craft dwarf workshop area, and the furniture and small item storage areas are all done right now. So we'll keep plugging away. We'll really start focusing. And as long as there's no big interruptions, we'll see minecarts rolling before the end of the episode. Some migrants have arrived. Wonderful. Well, that's 6 more dwarves. That brings us up to 97, YouTube. Oh, right. Forgot about this strange mood glassmaker. Seems they've been stricken with melancholy. If you could have only been easier to deal with. I mean, I got everything they needed. I'm not sure what happened with that, honestly. Hey, speak of the devil. Oostooth Medtobthamshire, the Ravenhammer, has withdrawn from society. Take 2, I guess. Oostooth has claimed a mason's workshop, and he's off. Like a good dwarf. Hey, cool. I wasn't even watching, but I guess Oostooth has begun a mysterious construction. Please make something good. Hey now, would you look at that? We have a giant rat in a cage. Oh, I wonder if we can get our hands on a male at some point. That'd be pretty interesting. Oh, and you know what? I just noticed too. She looks pretty angry. Huh. Well, despite all her rage, she's still just a rat in a cage. Hey now, Oostooth the Ravenhammer has created Thunenkez, a phyllite coffin. Very cool. Let's take a look. Life negated. This is a phyllite coffin. All craft workmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with tapered baguette cut morions and trillion cut cherry opals, decorated with cave spider silk and encircled with bands of fungi wood, octagon cut morions, and platinum. This object is adorned with hanging rings of morion. On the item is an image of a giant rattlesnake in firelight. That is a badass coffin right there, I'll tell you. We're gonna have to find a badass dwarf to put in there. But I'm hoping we don't lose any badass dwarves anytime soon. Alrighty, YouTube, looks like the craft dwarf quarter is all set. All dug out, all smooth, all the strange colored stone is replaced with nice gray stone, except for in these maintenance tunnel type areas. I don't really care about those. Now I have my dwarves carving out the long section of tunnels that will house the minecarts. I've also had my dwarves clearing out this small section of mine over here just so we can get our hands on some more olivine and serpentine. It is fairly scarce. I'm hoping we have enough for our future projects. Although the roof of our power plant sort of area over here is almost done, so we don't need that much more. Hey, fun fact, YouTube. Remember when I was saying I had 9 hours recorded? I now have more than 12 hours recorded. What was that, like a minute ago? My god, this is taking forever. Speaking of which, YouTube, making minecart track out in the open like this is a gigantic pain in my ass. But it's getting there. Eventually, it's going to be done. Alright, YouTube, we have the first 4 windmills up. And so now I have an effective gauge of how much power we're going to end up needing for this. We're currently producing with 4 windmills 160 power, and we're going to need 340. So I think we're actually going to have more than enough. Guess I was pretty lucky on how I set up this whole thing. You know, YouTube, this is actually pretty interesting. This dwarf here, Edem Mishashnish, does not roll off the tongue. Edem Mishashnish, the tunneler, has actually been in the fortress since the very beginning. The 12th of Malachite in the year 1005. I think this is one of my starting dwarves, to be perfectly honest. How the hell did that happen? Well, that's a dwarf worthy of a nickname if I've ever seen one. No health problems. How the hell is that possible? How the hell has a dwarf been in Delersholid since the very beginning and not even have any health issues whatsoever? Edem, from this day forward you shall be known as Lucky. A bit cliched, I'm sure, but I mean, it's undeniable. The only reason I happened to look at her just now was because Shem, the asshole who was drowned by a barn owl, is now haunting her. Get the hell out of here, you loser. I'll give you a memorial slab when I'm nice and ready. Oh, would you look at that, YouTube? The axles are a-turnin'. Fantastic. Well, it's about time. We just need to finish up this little bit of roof right here, which I'm really not that concerned about at the moment. And also finish up these tracks. Moses Govosid, the Dirtbeard, has withdrawn from society. Out of a dead sleep, nonetheless. Must be a good one. I have high hopes, YouTube. Here's something neat, YouTube. This kid right here, a dwarven child, Bim Atastodak, is playing on this little balcony that I had made here, right at the edge of the fortress cavern. I just decided to put it here because I had mined out this area and it was really close to the edge of the fortress cave, so I thought it'd be kind of cool. But he has chosen to play just by himself right here, next to this fortification, probably looking out at this giant cave. Very interesting. Some more migrants have arrived, YouTube, bringing us up to 99 dwarves. Hey, you know what, YouTube? This guy here, Bim Bubnusvutak, the animal trainer, is actually a high master animal trainer. So you know what I think I have to do right now is actually... You, Bim, are the new naturalist. Sorry, Erel, but you kind of suck at your job. But all is not lost, Erel. I'll make you the naturalist assistant. How about that? I don't know what that entails exactly. Of course, I don't know what the naturalist position entails either. Whatever. Moses Govosid has begun a mysterious construction. Fantastic. Here we are, YouTube. Moses Govosid the Dirtbeard has created Osirideskir, a smoky quartz armor stand. Pretty cool. Let's take a look. Truthful goad. Fairly standard for the most part. Menaces with spikes, pig leather. There's a pretty neat picture of Verino Fakaki the Cyclops in our stockpile killing a human. But, YouTube, there's also a picture of a yak cow. The yak cow is dead. The artwork relates to the passing of a yak cow in the Scabrous Prairies in the late summer of 1017. What the hell is the fascination with these dead farm animals? It's ridiculous. Not bad, I guess. Not bad. Throw it in the pile. Oh my god, YouTube, I don't know what the hell just happened here, but it looks like Snout is being assaulted by ravens and has taken quite a bit of damage. We got a couple warriors right here, and it looks like most of the ravens have been killed. Come on, you guys, get in there. Okay, I believe that was all of them. Come on, Snout, pull through. Currently enraged, sitting in a pile of dead raven corpses. What the hell happened here? It was just some ravens. Left hand is broken, her lower body is cut open. She has many, many cuts all over her body. Her heart is bruised. What the hell happened? Liver is bruised, lung is bruised, everything's bruised. She's a walking bruise, YouTube. That's not good. Snout's one of my favorites, man. Alright, YouTube, I'm gonna tell you what, I've got the game paused right now. Poor Snout is laying right outside the gates, heavily wounded, And I think we're going to end this episode on a nice cliffhanger. I'm always a big fan of those. Now, a quick little recap of this episode. Got a couple new artifacts made, including a short pigtail skirt by poor Snout here. We have raised the walls of Delersholid higher. Every other block on top of this wall now has a piece of wall there, kind of giving it a crenellated appearance. I've recently been toying around with Armok Vision, and I think I'm going to do a little piece in one of the upcoming episodes, maybe show off the fort, what it looks like in 3D. So I think those will make it look pretty cool. We have a nice new mill structure over here, up and running and almost completed. We still have a couple pieces of the ceiling to get in place, but it's almost done. I'm also having my dwarves get rid of all this scaffolding that I had to put in place to get these windmills up here. Again, I think that's going to look pretty amazing in Armok Vision. We were finally able to trade with those merchants, which is fairly amazing to be perfectly honest. Haven't done that in quite some time. We were able to trade away nearly $500,000 value worth of supplies to them, both in balls and gold crafts, so I'm sure they're fairly pleased. I'm not sure how you become a capital exactly, but we've got to be on our way. We now have this entire craftsdwarf quarter carved out, except for little places for the workshops. We'll get those in place eventually. I'm not in a huge hurry for it. The axles are a turning, hooked up to the rollers, which are hooked up to the minecart tracks, which I am still in the process of continuing through this fortress cavern, but the work is tedious, YouTube. I've got a ways to go. We have a couple more notable dwarves in the fortress, including Lucky, one of our starting dwarves, Kogan the Eagle, one of the first conquerors, our new naturalist Bim, and you know what, there was this dwarven child over here playing on the balcony at the fortress cavern. I think I'm gonna give him a nickname as well. Oh my lord, he's got 2 zombie dwarf kills? What the hell, YouTube? Well, it looks like it's just him and his mother in the fort, and they've both been here for quite some time. His mom's been here since 1007, more than 10 years ago. And Bim is 11 years old, so he's soon to be a peasant and get his own job. Both his father and a younger brother died while at the fortress. For having such a rough life and for being so young, from this point forward you'll be known as the Hardened. And who could forget Shem's city judge, the asshole killed by a barn owl corpse, haunting the place where he died. So yeah, a few interesting dwarves. Alright, in next episode, YouTube, we're definitely going to get these minecarts up and running and see how that whole thing works out. I'm really hoping they're kind of useful. I really honestly don't have high hopes they're going to be of much use at all, but it will still be pretty neat to see them going. Other than that, I'm not too sure what we're going to be doing exactly. Something down in the fortress here. We really have to keep working away at this so we can eventually get our dwarves down here. Perhaps this area down here, which I still don't have any really solid plans for. Perhaps some sort of a forest cavern. We can get it all muddy, grow some more trees in there. Or maybe we'll work on this tavern again. I'm not too sure. I was also kind of toying around with the idea of building a large wall outside here. I think that'd be kind of neat. Oh, and of course, we will find out what happens to poor Snout over here. Will she pull through, or will she succumb to the many, many bites and pecks of the raven corpses? Time will tell. And remember, if you do some Delersholid based artwork of some variety, I'll make sure to work it into next episode. And I'd really appreciate it. And so will the other viewers. Well, I do hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you will join me next time, YouTube, when we come back to Delersholid. But until next time, YouTube.